Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to create a spline from the front. I'm going to draw this.
Here we go. This is better. Here. Oh,
So I'm going to start off by drawing.
you actually started. Did
Can you
I
not see?
start?
Can you not see my screen?
No, I can see, sir. I just didn't realize things you started modeling because I was trying to go up here and get a better and a better, clearer image for you, and
Yeah,
I
but
can't
I don't
see.
have Robert. I don't have time for you to go do research and stuff because you should have already
I
done all this. I don't have
and
time to sit around and wait for you to do that.
yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay, so I drew a box. I'm having to draw this shape. Okay, so this looks like about maybe those proportions. Okay, and then I'm going to draw box here, draw a circle here, down to maybe about here. And then I'm going to make another circle about there. Going to draw a line across here. And let's see, let's trim this. So we don't need that. We don't need this. Actually, need this. And we don't need that. And we don't need that. And we don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need that. Need that. Okay, then we need to draw a line from say here to maybe there. Then I'm going to ask questions if I do something and you don't understand what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
Create a slot, center slot from say maybe to there, maybe about that big. Move it, say right about there. And I'm going to trim out that, and that. And trim out this, and that. I'm going to fillet this. And I'm going to fillet this. fillets this. And that's a little bit of a problem. Just going to leave it. And draw a line down the middle. And I'm going to make it a construction line. And then I'm going to draw another line down the middle. And I'm going to delete this. Let's trim this, 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 this. That's we need to fillet that one. We need to fillet this. I need to fillet that. Okay, that looks decent. It's not exact, but it's for what I'm doing, it's close enough. So now I want to mirror it. So this is going to be, I have to draw a line. I need to draw this line. Okay, great, mirror. Okay, I don't need these in the center anymore. There's that. And I do a press pull. Forward. Maybe that. And then I'm going to make a fillet. Like that. So I'll do them one at a time. Like that. Like these. There we go. So it doesn't like that other, so we'll put that. I wonder if we can do that on a separate sketch.
Professor, what was that you were just doing?
Billeting.
Oh,
I was creating fillets.
right.
There's that shape. Now I didn't take the time to make mine exactly like it. The slope needs to be a little bit longer and so, but you can see how to do it.
Mm. Yes, I understand.
So basically that anything that's a flat shape, that's just flat, you just draw it and then you extrude it out. And then this has another piece right here. So to create that, you could just create a cylinder.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
It's plane. And it's need to be something about like that. And I don't want it to cut. I want it to be a new body. Something about like that. So that would need to be moved back some. Okay. And then it's got to have a hole in it from the side. So we're going to create a hole. I want it to go all the way through it. And we need to hold on a second though. Let's try that again. That and all. And why is that not going all the way through it? We need so we're gonna do. All right, well, I'm just going to do a cylinder then. It's not letting me do what I want to do.
Having trouble making a hole in the side, Professor.
Well, it won't let me go all the way through it. I'm not sure why it won't let me go all the way through. So with this on, and I'm going to make this as a new body, then I can pull this side through. Make sure. All right, let's do a section analysis. So I'm going to inspect this. I'm going to do a section analysis, this direction. And what this allows me to do is to see how this is interacting in here. And so I want to move this down and it's not quite big enough. So I need to do a offset face. Take this face, pull it out so it's bigger. That's good. And then we'll need to pull this out further, like so. I think maybe a little bit further, like that. Okay, so now can this, that, and cut a hole in it. Then this needs to be a fillet. About like that, and I'm going to do that. And this needs to be a fillet. Add this one to it, and I'm going to add it on the back too. Okay. And it looks like it's got another. We want to create a cylinder on this surface. So like it's about maybe that big. And I'm going to make it as a new body. And then we need to fillet that. Okay, it's hard to tell what's going on here because I would say I'm just going to guess at this because I don't have good reference for some reason. I'm not quite sure why I don't have good reference, but maybe I can figure it out later. All right, we got a piece here, which looks like to me it's maybe, we're going to say starts here, goes up to here. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to draw a circle. That. All right, then I'm going to do an offset of this one this way. And then I'm going to trim this. Oops. Trim this and this off and that off. And then I need to seal this here. Then I need another circle like there. Okay, and then that needs to, I need to press pull that. And we want this to be symmetrical. Looks like it's about maybe that size there. And then I need to draw sketch front. This has got a little looks like it looks like it's got a slot in it where this can slide up and down. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. There. Then I'm going to press pull this through it and cut it. And then I'm going to brown some of this stuff. Fill it that. That. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to edit that and add these to that too. And then I'm going to create a fillet here. Maybe I can use that same one here. Yep. Okay, then can I not maybe fill all this at the same time? Like that. And then I think what's happening is this has a pin that's coming all the way through this. Yeah, mechanically, that's what's going on. So we need to create a cylinder that's in the center of this. Cylinder here. Okay, what's it doing? Great. There we go. Like that. All the way through as a new body. Slide that back like so. And then let's create a mirror of this thing. That is the mirror plane. And move this. Looks good. And then we need to cut this. using that's we can remove that. Okay. And most likely this fits right up against that. And all right, then this has got to be cut. So this piece can't hit this piece. So I need to create sketch here, and we can just do a box. There it goes. Like that. And then we're going to press pull this through this to cut it. And then we want to fillet these. So, and then that hinge inside of that. Okay, so this is this is the toggle, and this is the back brace slider. This is the rotation. I want to call this maybe a pin. Okay, toggle, rotation pin, back slider, and then these can be joined together as one. So we're just going to go here, there. This, and this, all joined together as one. Then I would put a fillet here and here. And probably here and here as well. Okay, this is the pin. And that is that piece. Questions?
No, sir.
Uh, I don't know if that's totally accurate because I need some like different views of that little piece. Matter of fact, I know it's not accurate now that I think about it. because that top can't be a complete circle because it's got to grab. So this piece here has to, okay, I need to do a sketch here. And we're going to go that it clasps right about here. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to draw a line. Maybe here. Another line. There. And then I want to do a split body on this using this as our cutter.
What in
And then that piece needs to be taken out. Then I would round these. Because what happens is this lifts up and couples in like this on this back piece. This lifts over, and then when they clamp it down, it forces this together. So now to create this piece, let's create it. Okay, so from the side, we're going to create another sketch from here, and let me think how I'm gonna create that. All right, so I got to have a lip. I'm gonna go ahead and create it like it's actually sitting in this. Make my life easier. Matter of fact, maybe I should create it from an arc. It's probably a circle though. In fact, just gonna create a circle. It's probably a circle that's probably maybe a hair bigger than this one. It's gonna clamp down in like maybe this, and then it'll be maybe about that thick. Something like that. Okay, so then we have to have lines going up from this tangent. We go up. Let's go up far. And then I need to make sure this and this are tangent. And I can create an offset of this. Something like that. And then I can trim this off and that off. And I need to cut this so that's maybe there. No. It's too much. Let's cut it. There. Now that I think about it. This has got to go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And then we'll create from this up. Hmm.
So, what is it you're trying to do, Professor?
We're trying to make this part right here. Okay.
Okay, it's just. You're right.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, it's got this hook like it.
Uh huh.
That's what that back piece is. And then this front piece we already made hooks on it like this.
Oh,
Like that. So I need to trim that, that, and that. And then I want to round this and this. That looks good. And I need to close this. Okay, then this can be extruded out. We'll do a press pull. And we want this to be symmetrical. Let's go to the front. And so we have to pull it out so that it's a little bit wider than that. And then we're going to cut it. And I could do this symmetrical. So we're going to make another sketch. We have to cut this notch out of it right here. So I'm going to just draw a, it goes down to say somewhere there. Press, pull that, and make it cut that. And then we'll do fillet here. Right. Need to edit that and go ahead and put this one with it too. And then we need to make this a small fillet. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we're going to mirror it. So create a mirror of this. And the axis is going to be this. I get that to flip the other way. It's flipping the wrong way. I flipped that. Okay, then I'll just split it instead. So we'll go split this body, and we'll use this to split it. And then we'll get rid of that one. So now we'll mirror this, mirror this on that axis. And then we just need to, we'll call this the clasp. It, there is this back piece. My proportions are off because I'm just doing it quickly. So like this one's taller than that one. Then we just have to make two little bolts to put on that, and there it is. Did you learn anything?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yay! What other kinds of questions can I answer for you?
Yes, how my grades looking, Professor?
Okay, is there anything else you want to ask me before we talk about grades? Because I'm going to turn off the recorder when we talk about grades.
Let me think, please.
For example, I noticed that you never put up a render of your scope.
Huh?
You never rendered your scope. All you did was put up a screen grab.
Oh, thank you. That is a very hey. That is something I actually did want to talk to you about.
All you did was post a screen grab. You didn't render
Yeah,
it.
how did people will get those colored backgrounds or whatever?
Okay.
Or I'm sorry. Yeah, I
You
said
mean
that wrong.
you
How
mean
did people get
like how'd they get this?
that? Yes, sir. That's what I mean.
All right. Let's go look at that. Let's pick we'll just render this. Okay, so we're going to go over here to the render window. Go ahead and save this. Save.
And to be honest, Professor, I didn't
Uh,
even realize there was a render button.
well, you know why that is
Mm-hmm.
because you don't ever go watch the videos that I give you that teaches you how to do everything. You just ignore them because there's a video in there that says this is how you render. All right, so I'm going into
Very
this
good.
window and I'm going to put a material on this. Looks like it needs to be like a kind of a black metal. So we go to metal, maybe a coating. Yeah, like this black oxidize. Maybe that would work. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then I would want to adjust my rendering window. So now I don't like all this excess space out here to render this piece. So down here is I can do a custom aspect ratio, and I'm going to make my width. So now you can see that this is a good aspect ratio. And we're just going to do a temporary render where we can kind of look at it. And so I'm doing a temporary render.
Wow.
And that's looking pretty good. And then things I can do is um, this is the color of the background that I can change. Now, by default, it's usually pretty light gray. And that's kind of a problem because if we're doing something black, when you have something that's light, it doesn't look good. So we need to make a darker background. Then it'll stand out better. Okay. Also, we're using an HDRI image as the lighting, and we have different ones that we can use in here. Okay. So I could use, say, this one, and it's going to light it differently to give me different look. When I go to my settings, right here is position, and this is rotating that light so I can rotate it from different angles to get me different kinds of highlights on here. I can adjust how bright it is here. And so we have all different ways to different kinds of HDRI images to light something with. Okay. Now, when we get really advanced, then I will actually render things 2 or 3 different ways with 2 or 3 different lighting scenarios, and then I'll composite them together. This plaza is a pretty nice one because it's an outside, and so it gives you like a horizon line on things. And so I can come in and go, okay, I'm going to rotate it around, which you'll see will rotate, where's the light coming from? See, now the light's coming from behind it. And I normally wouldn't want it behind it because I want to see the front of it. So maybe somewhere right about there gives us some pretty good lighting on it. And then other things I can control is this reflection down here. Okay, so we can turn the ground plane off if we don't want to have reflections down there. We can just turn the ground plane off. We can turn it on. We can turn reflections off if we just want it to sit on the ground but not have reflections. So we can have reflections. If we have reflections, then we can turn it so that the reflections are very, very almost like a mirror. Okay, or we can roughen them up so that you get a little bit of reflection in there, but it doesn't seem so much like a mirror. Okay, once you get all that, this is just rendering in your viewport. So to give it to me, we want a bigger render. This is too small, but this looks good. So I'm going, okay, this is pretty nice. So now we go ahead and say stop rendering. This is rendering in your viewport, and it's a progressive renderer. It gets better and better and better as you go along. So we say, okay, stop that now. And now what we're going to do is actually submit the render. Now I do need to go back and remember what I set it at, which was 400 by 600. So now when I go up here, main thing to remember is when you go into this little renderer, we don't want to, it'll default to cloud renderer, which means if we hit render, it's going to send it to Autodesk and they're going to charge us money to render it. We don't want to do that. You want to make sure this is local. Okay, so then I go back and go ahead and do this like I had before. It was 400 by 800. That was the proportions. Okay, then we make sure these are locked. And now I want to render bigger than this. So I'm going to render this, say, 1200 tall, and it'll automatically adjust the other one. And then all I got to do is hit render. And now it's rendering and it's popping up down here. You have a render gallery down here that every time you hit a render, it'll show up down here. And so now it's finished. I can click on it. It'll bring it up. And now I can save this. So I download it. just leave it right there and we'll give it a name. This is our clasp. Okay, and then I can close this. And now I can go into where I put it, double click on it, and it'll open it up. And there's our nice, pretty render. Oh my gosh, look how that looks professional, Robert.